just take you to another one case study where somebody, by doing a very simple chant, how he was able to transform his addictions. And that's the next example I'll take you. Okay, this may be a little easier to read. Okay, is this better? Yeah. Sorry. Is this better? You can read it. Okay, this is a case study of a person who had, he was very severely addicted, and how through spiritual practice he could overcome his addictions, which was of many years. This is a person called Chris. He is from Paris, and this is his photo. This is his photo. This is Chris. This is his first-hand narration of what he has given. Is he was addicted to smoking cigarettes and marijuana, that's drugs, and also acute alcohol. These were the three kinds of addictions which he had. Addictions to alcohol, and this is his first-person narration, which I will read aloud, where he has mentioned that I had my first drink, and that's how we all start at some point, with some friends from my judo training club. When I was around 18 years old, I was shy, and having alcohol opened me up to speak to people. And today that's what's happening to even the youth around us. They use that as a social stigma that, yes, I want to be accepted by society, so I must have a drink. Or my boss said me, I'll go for a drink. You know, that's how it happens everywhere. And he used that to open up to speak to people, because he was an introverted. On an average, I would drink about 1 liter of beer, or about 5 glasses of whiskey, but only on weekends when I was going out. My maximum intake was about 2 to 3 liters of beer, or 1 bottle of wine, or half a bottle of whiskey. That's the kind of drinks he used to take. I would start drinking normally, but after some time I would lose control and get drunk, and then I would be sick for days to come. By nature I tend to be a nice and a calm person, but many a time my friends experienced a change in my behavior whenever I was drunk. And once a friend even said that last night you were like another person, there was a devil in you. And that we see it for a lot of people who we have around us. This was how he got addicted to alcohol. How he started his addiction to cigarettes. I started smoking cigarettes at around 23 to 24 years of age, when I started modeling in 1994. I smoked for around half a pack to 1 pack a day. But after a year or two, it went up, and I could smoke 2 packets of cigarette every day. And that's really a lot of nicotine somebody is taking in. When smoking, I would not smoke slowly, in just 4 to 5 draws. I would run through the cigarettes like a chimney, which means this entire cigarette I used to smoke, fatafat, literally. I smoked a lot for 4 years. I had an intense desire to stop smoking, and somebody who smokes also realizes that he should not be smoking. But the desire in that person overcomes his desire of not to smoke. So therefore, that's where your destiny plays a role. That's why we say destiny, because you're carrying those impressions of the previous lifetime to this lifetime. That's why that urge to smoke, drink, sweets, etc. is very, it overcomes that, what we say, our weak moment, And he had an intense desire to stop smoking, as I really did not feel good about it. But he could also see it was ruining his health. Moreover, the cost was quite a lot, which I just could not stop. Okay, that was the second addiction. The third addiction was to marijuana. I also started smoking pot, marijuana, drugs at about 24 years of age, mostly amongst friends who would ask me if I wanted it. At first, I smoked little, one joint once a month for about 2 years. Then at age 26, I started smoking one joint every evening for 6 months. And that's how today's kids, you get it outside schools, colleges, and it's a common phenomenon. We may have not got affected, but the society around us is affected. I mean, we hope none of the children are really affected. But we don't know how easy it is. It is easy to get habituated to it. The next 6 months, I smoked like crazy. 10 joints a day from 8 a.m. till late evening. When I would not smoke, I would get irritable, and this scared me. So one day I thought to myself, this is going to kill me and I have to stop. See, it's not that you have not realized that you need to stop. But again, that need or the desire to do something which is negative takes over you. And that's what we say, that there is the spiritual cause, is being the root cause. But the habit did not leave me entirely. And I still continued to smoke occasionally till 1998. Now, how he overcame smoking and drinking after he started spiritual practice. In February 1999, now that was much later, when he was so habituated, 7-8 years, he was already habituated to smoking, drinking, drugs at a very high level. And what happened then was, in February 1999, he came in contact with SSRF, where the concept about how addictions are caused by ancestral problems was explained. Like how we listened the first time, that, oh yes, the root cause could be an ancestral problem. And these could be addictions, not only of what we are seeing here. It could be like addiction to sweets, when we know that too much of anything is not good for us. Was explained. This explained to me why my willpower failed to overcome my smoking and drinking. And what he was advised was to chant the special protection chant of Shri Gurudev Datta. And we would have heard of this deity. There are a lot of places of worship around where you have Lord Datta. This is the photo of Lord Gurudev Datta, and we say he is the ancestral God who can give us protection against our ancestors. So that desire to overcome so many things, when Chris started chanting Shri Gurudev Datta, mind you, he was not an Indian. He did not understand the part of how deities played a role in our society. He did it purely on faith. And what he was told is this would help him to overcome his very long and very intense problem. And that's when he started doing chanting Shri Gurudev Datta to relieve distress from ancestral problem. He started chanting the moment he was told. So that is the one good thing. What he did is he put it immediately into practice without really questioning, because we tend to question why this, why that. When you're given a medicine, you take it and see the result, more than asking from where the medicine is made. So after only 3 days of intense chanting, he only chanted for 3 days. When I started to smoke a cigarette, after just one draw, I could not continue, and he extinguished the cigarette. For the next 11 months, considering he used to smoke 2 packets a day, he did not smoke at all. And in January 2000, he started smoking again, but only for 3 weeks. Because he realized that the reason why this was happening, because it was an ancestor. It was due to an ancestor who had an intense desire to smoke, and he was only using that form to vent out his intense desire of what Parveen even explained in the previous case study. He realized why he was going through all these things, and he started. He was only satisfying some ancestor who had a smoking desire, but this time I would stop easily, as was chanting the name of God and was aware of the causes why I was smoking. For the next 1 year, he was smoking 2 to 3 cigarettes on a few occasions only. From November since 2001, he has stopped. I have stopped completely. That's what he says in quotes. I have stopped completely, and till now I have not touched a single cigarette. Okay, so that was how he overcome his addiction of smoking. Now the next one, my marijuana habit, which consisted of occasional joints, continued till about a year after starting spiritual practice. So it obviously did not happen in one day. It's like you took a course and it was not an immediate effect. He put it into practice, and over 1 year he was actually chanting, and he will continue to do that, chanting Shri Gurudev Datta. And his habit then went away by itself, and till today he has not actually touched any of the drugs again. So that is the second way of how it took him a year, but he did Shri Gurudev Datta on a daily basis. After which, that means that desire for him was so intense that it took a long period of actually coming out of that habit. Similarly, my drinking also reduced immediately after starting the chanting. Before I started this spiritual practice, I would get drunk very easily. As we saw what he said earlier, that I used to be out of control, and people used to think that was a devil form in you, and so on. Then, because of his drinking easily, he would get drunk very easily, almost every weekend. But after starting to chant Shri Gurudev Datta, I drank little, and for a few times only. And since 2003, I have stopped alcohol completely. And mind you, he stays in a country where it is very easy to drink. We are in an environment where still we have controls in place. But for him, people have a glass of wine as part of how we drink water over here. So, since I am French and drinking wine is a national habit, nowadays, just on a very rare occasion, I can have half a glass of wine. I see so many people who are struggling to stop, and despite having firm convictions to stop smoking, putting nicotine patches and taking medicines, they are unable to do so. By applying spiritual remedies, I was cured faster without spending money on any medicines or any kind of therapy. And this is what we say, that when we do spiritual practice, we have such simple things which we need to apply. When we realize that at the physical level, at the psychological level, we are not able to get results, then we have to understand that the cause would be a spiritual cause. And that is how it can be even translated into anything of any part of your life. And there are many more real life experiences which you can go on the website and read to find out what different problems. There are many more cases where there are instances where people have come out of it, some over a period of time, and they continue to do the practice. And mind you, when he started, he didn't know what is the background of Shri Gurudev Datta or so on. So what we say is, at least start with faith, and when you start seeing results, is you start believing that yes, this works. So this was to give you a gist of how some of the experiences have been of people, and to give you also in terms of what could be when you do spiritual practice, how much you are benefited, more than what you would expect. And that's what all of us who are part of this organization also have the same, where because we have experienced so much, is that we want to go back and give back to society. And in fact, we would request you, if you also have links somewhere where we could do similar kind of lecture or kind of arrangement, we would be more than happy to be there over there. So that's our bit. And what we'll do is, we will end this talk by a little prayer, and And what we'll do is, after that, you could give your name and contact numbers and email addresses, so we can be in touch on email or via SMS when we have similar other lectures. I request all of you to please close your eyes. thank you, Lord. We are at your holy feet. It was only due to your grace that we could be part of this gathering and get the information. Please let us have the ability to put what we have learned and understood today into practice and let it go into our subconscious mind so that it can benefit us on a day-to-day life and protect us against any kind of spiritual problems we face. With gratitude at your holy feet, we bow. You can open your eyes. If you have any questions,